can get to see the doctor, can get to have care. And we are booming. People all over the world have recognized that our people are our greatest asset, and they want to put our people to work in their companies, in their businesses, and they invest in hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, and that's a big risk to take, but not in South Carolina, and that's what they've learned, and that's why they're coming here. So our job is to see to it that those people are available, that they're healthy, they're educated, they're trained, and that we have the capacity to do that. The problem is everybody can't get to what they need in order to be healthy and trained. We got the greatest technical college system in the world. We learn it every time we go to another country or go to another state. And we want to have the best health care system in the world as well. And there's no reason at all why we can't do it, because we have learned to communicate, collaborate, and cooperate. Most of us have known each other for a long time. A lot of us are related. Sometimes we claim each other. But we have a great opportunity. Right now, our state is growing like never before, and it's growing in the right directions, and we're doing the right things. We're taking care of our environment. We're taking care of our people. We're getting our people educated and trained, and business is flourishing. But if we're not healthy and safe, then all of those things will suffer. And we're here today to see that the health care system and the health of our people in our state is A+. And we have a great team. And starting with that team is Senator Harvey Peeler.
Thank you, Governor. When I meet with a group of kids, I always ask them about their future. And from time to time, some of those kids tell me that they want to enter politics, and they ask me for my advice. And the first piece of advice I give them is to learn the difference between right and wrong, and then live what you learn. That brings us to today. For the state of South Carolina to have a Certificate of Need program that creates many monopolies throughout the state is wrong, and it needs to be fixed, and we don't need it. We need to eliminate it. Now, this was a tough nut to crack. It took quite some time, but the leadership of the chairman of the Senate Medical Affairs Committee, Senator Verdon, he shepherded this bill through the Medical Affairs Committee with the help of our subcommittee chairman, Senator from Beaufort, Senator Tom Davis. We brought this to the floor of the Senate, worked it through, and with the combination of the hard work of members of the committee and the Senate, with help with Senator Davis and the author of the bill, Senator Wes Clymer, they've shepherded it through the Senate and then worked with the Speaker of the House, Speaker Smith, and his group, Chairman Davis, to come with this product that we have today. I'm proud of it, proud of the work our senators and House members have done. And Governor, thank you so much. And with your signature today, it's yet another example of your motto, South Carolina is open for business. Thank you.
This is a tremendous day for patients all across the state of South Carolina. As a consequence of repeal and certificate of need, they will have more choices, they will have lower costs, and the people assembled here today work together to do that, not by spending more money, not by creating new programs, but by getting government out of the way to unleash the private sector to invest and compete. And that's what we're about as Republicans. That's what we're about as a people of South Carolina. And I want to join in the governor's remarks and Chairman Peeler's remarks in thanking the extraordinary team that came together and worked. I won't get your cooperatively, communicate, collaborate, and cooperate. But the team here, Chairman Davis, Chairman Peeler, Chairwoman Davis, the physicians from across the state, Americans for Prosperity, the Palmetto Promise Institute, just so many folks came together to stay focused on the thing that matters most, and that's what's best for patients. And that's why we're here today. That's what we're celebrating today. And patients across this state have great cause to celebrate for the billions of dollars in capital investment that will flow to every corner of South Carolina as a consequence of repealing Certificate of Need. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Governor McMaster. For over 50 years, the Certificate of Need program held back access to quality, affordable health care in the state of South Carolina. And for a large part of that time, countless names and faces championed the fight to repeal this regulatory burden on our healthcare industry. However, now is the right time, and we had the right people to make change. The support of Governor Henry McMaster, House Speaker Merrill Smith, and Senate President Thomas Alexander was critical. The members of our House and Senate spent hours working through many iterations of the legislation. The House 3M Committee listened to testimony for hours. My subcommittee chair, Representative Mark Smith, was my right-hand man throughout the process on the House side. Our staff was professional, thorough, and patient. My attorney of our committee, Trey Walpole, worked harder than any of us. I think I see him somewhere in here. I'm so grateful for not just the hard work of many, but the integrity and professionalism shown during the course of the creation of this legislation. We listened to every side of the conversation, and we thoughtfully considered every voice. It was too important. No one was turned away as we considered each and every issue. That thoroughness and transparency is evidenced by a bill that did not receive a single dissenting vote in either body. Shortly after I became chair of the House 3M Committee, many of those here today and many others came to me asking, "Are you going to pass a CON bill?" And I said, not only are we going to pass it, but we're going to pass it unanimously. So I'm happy to be here today as a woman who has kept her word to the people of South Carolina. This unanimous vote is due not to me, but due to the fact that the people of South Carolina are ready for change in health care. This new law protects the citizens of South Carolina by providing more timely, more accessible, and more affordable health care. However, we still have work to do. Through the course of our discussions, it became evident that we need to examine the healthcare model in our rural areas and explore new and better ways to make cost-effective healthcare available to South Carolinians. Today is a massive step in the right direction, but our best work is yet to come. Thank you.
Well, she's right about that. The best is yet to come. We are unleashing free enterprise. We enter in the free market, the magnificent free market in South Carolina in healthcare, without which all else will not reach the heights that we have the potential to reach. Are there any questions before we sign the bill? Any questions?
Maybe for one of our folks in the audience, why are you all here today? Why do you think it's
Well, I'm Bruce Snyder from Greenville. I think it's fairly obvious why we support it. You know, there are opportunities which will be available to physicians and others throughout the state to increase medical care. You know, for your cardiologist or for an orthopedic surgeon to be able to invest in freestanding centers, to be able to order tests through systems that they are able to control, maximize the productivity. I think it's very obvious that it will increase care. And so that's why we're here, to be very supportive of it.
I'm Dr. Patel, oncologist from Rock Hill, South Carolina. And I came to South Carolina in 2002. We were one of the 19th practices that are independent. Today, we are the only truly independent practice left in the state. And it's all because of the merger and acquisition. And what happens is, once the acquisition happens, the out-of-pocket cost goes up to 5 times, sometimes up to 10 times. Now, poor South Carolinians cannot afford. So this bill allows us to now open up our center for getting a PET scanner, a radiation center that could be a one-stop shop. And what I want to add is that we are the first state in last 22 years. No, first out of 22 states in 50 years that could repeal that. So hats off to all the lawmakers, including Senator Clymer, Senator Verdin, Senator Harvey Pillar, and Governor, as well as my colleagues from South Carolina Medical Association, to take this heads on to make access better for poor South Carolinians. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Questions? All right.
Oh, thank you. I won't bite.
Please, Dr. Patel, go ahead.
How are you?